Welcome back to Unfiltered Realities, where core principles of intellectual growth, discipline, and principles are going to be spoken of in this episode. Well, I'm your host, Ohenewa Osu Prisla, and then my guests are,
Abinati Wamini Ampong.
and then,
James Kojo.
so for today, I'll be hosting them. But first of all, I would like to know your ideas on or what you think about success. I mean, when you talk about success, right? What does it mean to be successful? And has the meaning of successful been changed over time?
That's an interesting question. Am I supposed to answer?
Yes, please. Anyone who
Right.
is willing to take it first should.
This is a question I often get a lot.
Mm.
What is success? My definition of success is being able to please God. I
Mm.
mean, doing whatever you do to the end that God is pleased. Because, I mean, the whole purpose of it is that we hear well done, good and faithful servant.
Mm.
And so if at the end of it we are not hearing it, then what is the point? And yes, the definition of success has been changed over time because when you look at the past, they saw success as being able to take care of your family and appreciating the process until you get to a particular height or authority.
Yeah.
But over time, we think success is just waking up one morning and have about 2,000 or 200,000 followers or 2 million followers.
Yeah.
And that's success to a lot of people.
So fame is not success.
It is a product of it, but it is not it.
So you think people living successful life like influencers are not successful in quotes?
I won't call them successful if per my definition of
Okay.
success. Because somebody like, should I say, Bill Gates is known for technology, so I will not use him. Someone who didn't have technology in his age and is now successful. If you do not know him or he does not have 1 million followers, will you call him not successful?
No.
Exactly. So I don't think fame is the definition of success. And so influencers can be termed successful if, I mean, the end of it is that they are making impact
Mm.
that is real and tangible and it pleases God.
Marvina.
Okay, so I think we have similar understanding on what success is. So to me, I think success is actually doing what the Lord wants you to do. Scripture says that I've come in the volume of the books to do as it's written concerning me. So at the end of the day, if you are able to do what the Lord has written concerning you in the volume of the books, right, to the pleasure of God, that means you are successful. And within that quest or within that journey of fulfilling what is written concerning you, you would have fame coming in there, you would have having success in other endeavors, right, as you go through. So they become kind of branches or products or fruits of the success that you have.
So what are some of the core values that drives the purpose or that drives you to that definition of success you have now? Is Christ, right? But for someone who doesn't even know Christ, what are you going to say to that person?
Before I answer that, I just want to say something because of what she said.
Okay.
I call it my quote because it came out when I was thinking about it, that the goal is not visibility. The goal is not fame. The goal is not to be known. But the goal is impact and hearing well done, good and faithful servant. But then if in the process of making the impact, if in the process of pleasing the Father or pleasing God, we get famous or we get the visibility, I always say that may we remember to always give him back the glory. Because it's easy to get into your head.
Yeah.
Very,
True.
very easy. For example, even with this conversation,
Yeah.
if tomorrow morning you wake up and you have 1 million followers, you think you've made it.
Yes. Very
But then
true.
if we are always going back to God, yeah, impact definitely will come with visibility. If you are making impacts, definitely. If your light is shining, definitely people will come to the brightness of your rising.
So you believe that success is impact?
it is in the process of it.
Okay.
My definition of success is that when you are calling yourself successful, it means that you've done something that pleases God, or you've come to a point where God is pleased at what you are doing.
Yeah.
And so, in the process of doing what God is pleased at, you would definitely make impact.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's true. So, what serves as the foundation for your growth? What are the values? What is the sense of purpose that drives you to growth every blessed day? Because every second you live, the decisions you make is geared towards your growth one way or the other. You might not grow in the good way, but you grow in the bad way. So even in growth, I believe that even two sides to it, that there's good growth and there's bad growth. You can choose not to do anything, and that is bad growth, because at the long run, you're not going to have anything good come out of it. But then here lies the case, every step that you take is supposed to be geared towards the good growth, right? So what is the core principle? What is the core value that is driving you? What sense of purpose do you have for this growth that you keep on pursuing? Is it just the normal motivational quotes that you usually see them litter all over? What drives it?
The way you're looking at me, it looks like I'm the only one talking. No, I'm not going to be the one talking. So I'll let her answer that.
Yes. Good
Okay.
face.
For core value, right?
Yeah.
I think integrity. Looking at the area of influence
Yeah.
that I've gone through so far in the area of politics and
Mm.
around branding, influencing,
Yeah.
right? It's one of the key things to have as an individual, because we have, in relation for politics especially, we have mindset that politics is a dirty game.
Oh, it
and
is.
It's for people who are corrupt.
Yeah.
Right? So initially Christians were not really interested in entering into the political spheres and all of this thing, because we feel that if you are Christian and you are in that field, we see you in a certain light that you're also going to join the corrupt people to come and squander the money of Ghana. Right? So integrity is a very key thing for me in what I do, because if you are keeping your integrity, it means that you are working with the Lord. You are actually mindful of what you are doing, right? You remember that whatever you are doing, whatever impact you are making, is to make Jesus proud. So you don't go against what the desires of God is in the area that you are doing, and also consistency in what you are doing, right? Because to make impact or to do something which is of value, you need to be consistent in it. You don't start something once and leave it at that. As much as you are being consistent at it, then a lot of lives are being blessed by it.
Let me not cut you short, but being consistent is one of the hardest things. Okay, so let me ask, what's the difference between consistency and discipline? Which one is embedded in which? And in this growth process, right, you need both of them. And sometimes, or most of the times, I feel discipline is one of the hardest things to even talk of consistency. So what's your take on it?
Okay, I think I'm looking at it like this thing where they ask the egg and the hen, which one came first? That kind of thing. So you don't know if it's the hen or the egg, and there's been a debate around it, right? So if you're a person of discipline, you'll be consistent, and if you are being consistent, it means you have discipline with you, right? So to be disciplined is that you have a particular thing that you have planned to do, that this is what I'm doing, and you're sticking to it. No matter how you're feeling, like sometimes you don't feel in the mood to do what you have to do. But then because of the fact that you are building discipline, you stick to whatever you are doing. And whilst you are sticking to it, it ensures that you are being consistent at what you are working on.
Okay, so before I move on, what are some of the things to do to stay disciplined? Because that's one of the hardest questions I sometimes have to think about myself. Because in as much as sometimes you are not in the right emotions, you are not in the right mental state to stay disciplined, what do you do? What keeps you going? That's the question. What actually keeps you disciplined? Or does it mean that when you're disciplined, you don't even have off days where you go off and things are not going? I mean, you don't have those bad days. Does it mean that I mean, all those days to your head is still on. You keep fighting, Master James.
I think what keeps me going is to see myself better tomorrow. And each day when I wake up, I want to be better than I was yesterday. And
Okay.
also, all the people around me must also benefit of this.
Yeah.
You know, we always want to keep the world better or leave the world better than we met it. And to answer your question about discipline, how do we build discipline?
Yeah.
I would say, know your why. Why do you want to do what you want to do? Because why, if you are able to answer, there's this popular saying the Chinese do, that if you want to know the reason why someone is doing something, ask why 5 times.
Mm.
Why do you want to do it? Why are you doing it? Keep asking why until you get to identify with the reason you want to do it. Let's say I see somebody's body. I see that he's muscular and he has a 6 packs and all that.
Yeah.
And I want to also get to that point. Why do I want to get to that point? So that I'll be healthy, I'll be this, I'll be that. Now that drive is what is going to keep me from not going to the gym or not bodybuilding.
Mm.
If I know that this is the aim or this is the end goal,
Yeah.
I would keep at it. So ask yourself why 5 times, or ask yourself why. Why do you want to do it? And when you ask yourself, identify with your why.
Mm.
When you identify with your why, it will be much easier
To explain the how.
the how. There's this circle. I read it from Simon Sinek. His book starts with why.
Mm.
Most of the time we move from outside in, and the outside in it answers the question how, what, but inside out answers the question why.
Yeah.
So if we ask ourselves why, the what and the how becomes easier.
Mm.
Why do you want to do it? How am I going to do it, knowing that this is what I want to do?
Yeah.
And what are the steps or what are the things I'll do to do what I'm doing now that I've identified with it?
Mm.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
And so to build a discipline, ask yourself why. Why do you actually want to do what you are doing? And once you identify what or the reason behind the main goal to which you want to do what you are doing,
Yeah.
then you can now answer the question, how will I do it and what will I do? Do you get it? And to
Yeah.
answer the question, the difference between discipline and consistency.
Yeah.
I think that consistency is as a result of discipline, and discipline is as a result of consistency.
Mm.
I don't know if you get it, but if you keep building the habit of being consistent,
Yeah.
you are being disciplined.
Yeah.
And if you are disciplined, you want to be consistent in order to remain disciplined.
Yeah.
So discipline is showing up even when you don't feel like it.
So let's say 365 days in a year.
Yes.
You stay disciplined 365 days in a year.
I want to add something, right?
Mhm.
So he was talking about finding the why,
Yeah.
right? And I think one thing that people who are not disciplined have not recognized is about catching a vision.
Mm.
Because if you have a vision or something you are looking at, it will give you a reason to wake up every single day.
Yeah.
But if there is nothing for you to wake up to, you're just coming to school, you want to get your degree and go home, nothing will push you to get a higher CWA or maybe something that's
You just want a pass.
substantial. You just
Pass
want
through
to,
the school.
finish your 4 years and go and come and wear your graduation cap and take pictures and all of this. But then if you have a vision, you're looking onto every single day, you wake up and you see it. It's even if you're not feeling like doing what you have to do. So the vision carries the fire.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like the highest point of all performances.
Yeah.
Right. If you have a vision of starting a podcast, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it came as an idea for instance, and you started thinking about it. Okay, so how do I go about it? Then as the days went by, you started looking into how you would make this thing a reality.
Yeah.
But then if there was no vision at all, I don't think we would be sitting here having this beautiful discussion. So when there's a vision, being consistent or being disciplined is easier to do. Yeah.
And sorry, before you ask the next question,
Yes.
you asked that 365 days.
Yes.
I mean, people think consistency is about every time having the bucket full for 365 days. My own is just show up every day. The point is to show up. That is how the consistency works. It's not linear. It's not like every time then you have a smooth curve or a straight line going straight. No. If you are working in a corporate field and you are being consistent with going to work, there are days that you wake up late, you still show up.
Yes.
There are days you wake up very early, you show up.
Yeah.
There are days you are tired, you take leave.
Yeah.
Those are the off days. But once you have health and you can go,
Yeah.
no matter what time it is, you still show up. Let's say you own a provision shop.
Yeah.
And you are the entrepreneur, you are the boss of it. Will you say in your bid to be consistent, there are days that you will go or you try and identify the market and see that on Thursday a lot of people buy things, so I'll go only on Thursdays. No, that's not the point.
Yeah.
Show up every day.
Yeah.
If it's about writing something today, or let me just use reading, because I feel like a lot of people think that reading is about being able to finish a book in a day.
Yeah.
I started a reading channel, and the goal was to just read for 30 minutes every day. And I used to time myself. I set a timer. When it's up, the time is up, I stop reading. Wherever I reach, if it's in the middle of the page, the end of it, whatever, I'll just stop. Because I was in that point, I was not trying to finish the book. I was building a habit, even though I was gaining knowledge from reading the book. The goal was to build a habit of reading. And as I consistently did that, people want to finish one chapter before they stop.
Yeah.
So times where the chapter is like 50 pages and they are not able to finish, they are like, oh, I was not able to read today.
Yeah.
And they're just looking at the number of pages they have to finish before the next chapter
You're already tired.
Discourages them from building the habits the same day.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
Yes.
So consistency, show up every day.
Yes, and adding up, right? You would have to set structures. As he mentioned that, Master James mentioned that discipline is not that every day you have your cup full, but then if you set up structures, you study your target markets and you set up structures to sustain you. So, for instance, I'm into LinkedIn branding, for instance, and LinkedIn will require that you show up every single day, but then you can't show up Monday to Sunday for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So you can study the platform, right, and identify that, okay, from on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, those are the days that if I post, my posts are really engaged. They get a lot of engagement. So when you note those days down, then you tailor your content along those days that, okay, on Tuesdays, if I post about a certain experience I had, which is around overcoming my my weakness or my challenge, or how I learned a lesson from something I was doing, right? And you see that people engage with your post, it will help you to be consistent, because it will not be that you are showing up for all the days, but then for those specific days that you set aside that this is what you are dealing with. Because if you look at the human body, we have spirit, we have soul, we have body. There's structure in everything that we are seeing, right? The body is a structure that is containing the soul and is containing the spirit. So that means that if you want to be consistent or if you want to be disciplined, then you need to set up structures that will help you work out whatever you are doing.
So discipline as the sustainable growth. What are some of the transformative habits that you need to engage in order to sustain the discipline?
I'll keep saying, just show up every day.
Just show up every day.
Yeah.
And then beyond the obvious, right? Like you said, structure versus freedom. We have the freedom to do everything. So setting up a structure, let's say you want to read 30 minutes a day, right? Or you want to finish a book. What if you are that kind of person that structures, because some people give that excuse that I don't really do well when you set a time for me. I don't really do well with schedules and that messes my whole life. I want to do it at my own time. To such a person, what do you think could be the way out, or the person should still stick to the structure? Because I know some people, no matter what, they'll still show up, but not with a structure, right? I don't know if you've met anyone like that, but people are like that, where regardless of whatever they are doing, they'll still show up, but they don't have a structure that maybe 6:30, 7 o'clock, I'm doing this. What about them?
If you want something to be sustainable, if you want something to last long, there must be structures. For people who say that, I think it's all about their mindset. Because one time I wrote something on my LinkedIn that someone told me that I'm not a morning person. I'm not an afternoon person. You see that kind of, and I wrote it in my book, Maximize Every Second. It is.
Please, where is it available on?
You can get it on Seller. If you type on Google, Maximize Every Second by James Kojo Boydu, I think you can get it.
Okay.
People think that I'm not a morning person is something that you should go by. I don't think you should go by it. Because someone who told me I'm not an afternoon person, when you have an exams in the afternoon, you're able to learn and go and write the exam.
Overnight.
You stay overnight. I'm not a morning person, but then you go to work and you're supposed to be productive in the morning.
Yeah.
And you do it.
Yeah.
And so what factors do you put in place to overcome those I'm not a morning person in those times?
Yeah.
It's all about the mindset. If you change your mind that, because it's hindering a lot of people from being productive at certain peak hours.
Yeah.
Someone who says I'm not a morning person, it's not productive in the morning.
The day has already been exhausted.
The day is gone.
Yeah.
And in the age of social media, in the morning, I'm not an active person. He takes his phone and is on phone from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Doesn't even realize it.
And their brain is fried.
Doesn't even realize it when the time is going. Doesn't.
From reel to next reel. By 11, the brain is fried. Your brain is tired. And you can't be productive in the afternoon. The next option is to just sleep. Then in the evening comes. Then the day is gone.
Yeah.
So it's a mindset. Structures help. They really help. Just imagine all these big organizations and big companies you see around. If they didn't put in structures in place, I don't think that they will be standing now. I heard of a man of God who was very powerful. He used to organize crusades. People pack in and pack out. He used to pack the stadiums. But he didn't have structures to track progress, to track his people entering, people leaving. And in a few years' time, we didn't hear of him again. It is said that today he's on the street begging for money.
Yes.
But just imagine, he had put structures in place. He had put systems in place to ensure that there is discipleship going on. There is this going on. Evangelism is going on effectively. The meetings are being tracked. Finances are being taken care of. There's investment going on. All of those things are in place.
Yeah.
Just imagine what he can be today.
So does it mean that structures avoid burnout?
You can put it that way.
Does. Actually, there's freedom in structures, right? There's actually freedom in structures. People think that certain structures actually restrict you, or it restricts your freedom in doing things, right? But then if you have structures, there's freedom in it. It gives you a clear direction as to where to go. So, for instance, I do consistent LinkedIn training classes for every single month of the year.
That's
from
amazing.
January, February, every single month, there's a cohort running. And currently, we are actually doing our current cohorts, right?
That's amazing.
So imagine I don't have a structure there. When I think that, okay, now we should have a class, then I'll come and have the class. The next one, I feel like we should have the class. Maybe it will be in August. But then the structures are there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Anytime I want to have the class, and I've already dated it from here, this is what we move to, from this is what we move to. So even if I am not around and I give it to someone else to handle, they just have to look at what is there and actually build it. So if you don't believe in structures, then it means that you don't believe in building something which is sustainable. Then it means I don't believe in building something for generations. If you are just building something temporary that you think that you're just passing time, right? I heard a man of God talking about time ticking and clock. Time ticking and clock, right? So there are certain activities or certain things that people do that is just to take time. When it's 12 by 1, whatever the person is building has faded away, like how a flower fades away. But then if there are structures that is sustaining that thing that you are building, after that 24 hours or 12 hours of setting that thing up, it can operate even in your absence. And I think that's one issue that has been of a concern in the entrepreneurial world. We've heard about a lot of CEOs coming and building their business,
Yeah.
and they did not teach their workers or their employees about what they do, what they put in place to ensure that their business is running. So they think that if they teach their people, the people will get to know the secrets they have.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll use it to go
Go
and
and
set
start
up
up,
their
yeah.
own business or something. But then if you're not there, your business will collapse.
True.
And they are not teaching their sons, they're not teaching you. The best thing you can have, or the best like joy you can have, is that you teach someone, and the person will even get to know what you are doing more than you. Because at the end of the day, when the person is saying their story, it's like you set up a foundation for that person's activity or whatever that person is doing. So there's actually freedom in structures, unless you don't want to build a sustainable thing that you want to last over the years.
Just imagine school without curriculum. Today,
Today I feel like coming to class. I feel like having I don't think we will all be here.
The structures really help.
Meaning the structures also fuel discipline.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing how it's all connected.
Yeah.
So looking at intellectual growth, curiosity and wisdom and discernment, right? What are some of the, like for instance, where you are seeking different perspectives or different views, that shapes your values. So, I mean, there are a lot of materials out there for us, right? But now most of the material, you don't even know that what you're reading is trash. Like you wouldn't know until you realize that this thing has not even had any impact in my life. How do you navigate with this curiosity that you have in intellectual growth?
Beautiful question. As you said, in our day and age, there's an avalanche of information. Information overload. But that is where the education part of you comes in. I say that schooling is not the same as education, because schooling is just an institution for which we get educated. But a lot of people mistake that for education and just pass through the school.
Yeah.
Without gaining any education.
Yeah.
And so the ability to learn how to learn is one thing that you have to build. Learning how to filter what is good for me and what is not good for me. I'm writing a next book, and the book is titled, Am I Really Growing? Am I Really Transforming? Because so many people is like cramming last minute learning association. People are approaching life as landless.
Yes.
They are part of the life learning association for last minute something. I don't know what term to give. But they think that you can just cram all the principles and things, strategies needed for successful living in one night, and the next morning you go and write the exams, life's exams, and you pass. And so the ability to know that this is good for me, this is not good for me, is something we must build. And it will come by holy curiosity. In as much as we are curious, we must be guided. And the guidance comes from having mentors. If you are someone who does not have a mentor or somebody who can instruct you, I pity and I am scared, because you may have a sense of direction, but if there's nobody to guide you, you may go into error.
Yeah.
I saw a meme recently that go astray, maybe it's your path.
Yeah.
It is the mentors, what they do is that they showed you, because they've had those experiences before.
Yeah.
I was listening to your past convo with the people, and just imagine they going astray too much, and there was nobody to guide them
back
to Christ or guide them to do what is right.
Yeah.
The experiences of great people are our foundation, are things we build on to live our life. And he whose hand is held goes faster. So let them hold your hand. Sometimes you have to interact with them and ask them that, oh, I'm engaging in this body of knowledge, or I'm learning this. Being at where you are, or being at that particular place you are, do you think is good for me? And they can even guide you onto what to study and what not to study to help your growth well. You get it? That's the point of having a shepherd. Mentors can be termed as shepherds.
Yeah.
Because they will give you the right food.
Yes.
A shepherd won't bring you dead bodies in the bed to feed you. Maybe that's your food.
Yeah.
But even if that is your food, he won't bring all of it.
Yes.
Because you can overeat and something might happen to you. Did you get it?
Yeah. So how?
I think you should also take notice of the seasons you are in, right? So throughout our life, we pass through different seasons. So the emphasis of your season you are in would actually point to what particular intellectual knowledge you should focus on. So, for instance, as you are in school and you are studying, right, your course in class or whatever you are doing in class, most of your intellectual things that you'll be studying will be in relation to the course you are studying. If you are doing civil engineering, I don't know why you go and be studying things about maybe politics.
I mean, I do have a question coming from there. So
yeah, right. So your intellectual capacity will be due to the season that you are in. So if you were building your finances in this particular season, your whatever knowledge that you are building should be around that emphasis of the season that you are in, actually.
So this is a personal question to you. What area of life or what field have you learned that is outside the field that you are usually involved in that has really enriched your knowledge and has blessed you?
Okay, for me, it has been about financial growth.
Okay.
Like finances, things about finance. I didn't do anything relating to business administration or anything, but then my interest outside studying politics has been around finance, studying about finance, and I even have a channel that really books on
That's
finances,
amazing.
right? So I think one thing that most youth fail to do, especially in relation to believers, is to track their finances and have personal understanding on finances. We say that by January 1st, when your parents send you money 500 cedis, by January 3rd, your money is finished. Where's the money?
You don't know.
How. I
don't know how.
I don't know where the money is. I don't know how it's. But then you spent it, but you can't keep track of where it went to. So the little amount of money, the 1 cedi, the 10 cedis, everything like sums up to the 500 cedis. Where did you go to? It definitely went somewhere. That's why it's finished. So we are not able to track our finances and we are not able to build our finances. And it's mostly about the mindsets we have about money, the mindsets we have about wealth, right? So if we build in relation to this particular field, it helps us informed about our finances and not spend outside.
Okay. Do you have anything to add, please?
I wanted to talk about being in the university, for example.
Okay.
The season of being in the university alone, that season comes with building intellect.
Yeah.
The intellectual capacity of your mind, you have to build it. And in as much as it's important to study your course materials, adding extra things does not really harm you. You know, the brain is so powerful that the brain likes challenges. It wants to be challenged. And so the more you challenge the brain, the more the capacity increases.
Yeah.
And so in school, some of the things you must learn as a university student, I would say some skills you must build, problem-solving skills, communication skills. And these things are not taught in class.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no lecture comes to teach you, even though there is com skills in first year.
Oh.
That is, they are going to teach you adverbs, nouns, pronouns, what you've already done. But they won't teach you the practical steps of interacting with people. And these are things you must learn for life.
Yeah.
How to solve problems, how to critically think about issues. They are very important things you must add to yourself as you are going through the phase of university. And no one will teach you. You have to learn it yourself. And that's why I was saying that you have to learn how to learn.
So how do you stay humble learning? Because someone can say, I'm open to learning, but the person is not open to corrections. How do you stay humble in that? Yeah.
That is, anybody who does not, I mean, if you want to grow, the testament of you growing is that you are never satisfied. You want to, because the body itself, when it's hungry and you satisfy, I mean, you feed it, the next time it's going to get hungry again, and
True.
because it wants to grow.
Yeah.
And so if you really want to grow, you should stay hungry. And to stay hungry, you must be teachable.
Mm.
If you are not open to correction, that is somebody who is going on the path of error.
Mm.
Because how then do mentors correct you? How then do mentors tell you that where you are going, I've gone there before. So if you go there, it's not going to help you.
Mm.
So come to this path. See, even the Bible says that you hear a voice behind you, even if you go wayward. But if you are too hard-hearted, if you hear the voice, you may shut that voice, and you may still continue going, and you end up in doom or error, and you think that God has left you or nobody was there to correct you.
Yeah.
That is your attitude towards learning.
Yeah.
And I think it's actually because of pride that most people are not open to learning, right? We feel like whatever we know is actually the thing, but then sometimes you may not know what you don't know unless someone actually teaches you. So it's very important that you are open-minded, right? You examine things. If someone brings something, suggests something, or says something which is outside what you know, you examine it and see that, okay, this thing, if I change this mindset, right? That's why it's important that we unlearn, learn and relearn. It's something that we usually say, that it's important that you unlearn, learn and relearn. Otherwise, you stay in whatever you know. It's like technology advancing, and you think that a Mavis Beacon Pro, you've gotten the highest Mavis Beacon Max that is ever, right? And you're boasting in it. Like, at this point, what are we using Mavis Beacon for? I mean, it's good to have good typing skills, but then as to this particular season or age that we are in, it's not really relevant. So if you have not learned the current technology that we have, or the current skills that we have that is relevant to this particular time we are in, you always stay behind. So it's important that as time is evolving, you also evolve and you unlearn what was not right that you used to know, and then you learn and relearn. Yes, so it's very important.
So before we wrap up, I'd like to know how you present yourself as a work in progress, how you authentically show others that, yes, I am a work in progress, but still show up in a professional way. To let others see that, oh, I'm not that perfect, but at least I am doing something. How do you present yourself in that way?
I think you are trying to ask, how do we avoid settings? How do we
Fake, yes.
fake life on social media?
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to be vulnerable,
Okay.
but to an extent.
Okay.
You can't share everything on social media, but then you must let them know that it's not overnight. That is why you have to build a digital presence, so that people can see the track record, and not when you've made it in life and when one morning you just post yourself in a Lamborghini, we don't know how you got it, and people are questioning you. Did you get it? So building a track record helps.
Okay.
In as much as you are doing this authenticity thing, and also be authentic. I mean, there's nothing to lie about. That is who you are.
Yeah.
And if you don't accept yourself, who will accept you? If you don't appreciate yourself, who will appreciate you?
Yeah.
Show up the way you are, and men will come to you based on what you are doing authentically. Did you get?
Yeah.
Okay, and I think mostly people really relate with people who kind of identify with what they've gone through before.
Yeah.
So let's say you go to somewhere, you're talking to them, and you're talking like a professional. They are lost as to what you are talking about. But then if you talk in terms of the experiences they've had or certain things that they felt before, then they feel like, oh, okay, identify with them. But then although you may have had such experiences, it doesn't mean that you should stay there, right? I want to share an experience. Back from GHS, I was not this public speaking person. I was a very, very shy and reserved person. And most of the time when maybe I'm given the opportunity to be on a stage or a platform, by the time I say my first sentence, I'll accompany with tears because I've forgotten the lines.
That's why the public speaking is not for you.
Yeah, I've forgotten the lines that I'm coming to say or whatever. It's like I go blank.
Yeah.
But then I decided to work on it. Right? And be better at it, right? So you would have to show people that, okay, this is where you've come from. Let them know the process, but not like entirely telling. There are certain things that you cannot wash outside, right? So you keep those ones, but then let them know the process, that you do not get it all together from the beginning, but then you have come from this particular stage to this stage, right? You let them see the process, and also recommend the materials that helped you. If you read books, if you watch podcasts, or you practice all the things that helped you to become what you are now, you would give them access to that.
Oh, I've really learned a lot from today's session, and I wish we could have more sessions together to learn about growth, success, discipline, because it's one of the crucial points that believers don't really pay much attention to. All we know is God give me money, God give me money, but we don't even think of how to arrive at getting their money. So I think this is one of the most insightful sessions I've had for growth, and I'm looking forward to having another session with you. So for our viewers, stay tuned on Unfiltered Realities. I'm definitely sure we'll have another episode with them. But if you want another episode with them, please, you have to comment for them to come back. But yeah, that's it for today. Bye.